What's up, guys? Welcome back to the ABNC show. My name is Zane Hashimi, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Josh Sharp. Josh, how you doing, man?
What it do, baby? I'm chilling, bro. I got a beer. I'm about to. I'm gonna see if you try to get this on my mic. Hold up. Ooh,
Ooh,
that was so disappointing. Oh my god. Wow.
we heard something. We heard something.
It was like a little. It was like a little. But yeah, now I'm chilling, bro. I just woke up from like a 2-hour nap. I got some energy, bro. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. And guys, right on the top, we have, I guess, somewhat of an announcement, you could say. So starting this episode, actually, episode 18, better late than ever, we are going to start posting on Podbean. Not only just this show, but Media Bytes' other shows, including our good buddy Sean Hussey's Star Wars show, will be on Podbean. It's called Republic Outpost Radio. That will also be on Podbean starting this week. And we have some other shows in the works that we cannot announce yet. But be on the lookout on Podbean, and coming soon we will be going to Spotify, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts / iTunes. So pretty exciting stuff. So you don't have to watch us. You could just listen to us on your car ride to work, home, on the bus, wherever,
When you're laying down about to go to sleep, you can hear our sultry voices.
Yeah,
I hope someone's doing that right now. So they just open their eyes and they're just like, man, that's kind of
like, who are
weird.
who are these fucktards? I'm just like, so we're pretty excited about expanding a little bit.
We're recording, Sean. Get out of here.
Sorry.
that was Sean Hussey, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
That was Sean.
What a
Hussey.
nerd.
Nice little cameo coming from Sean Hussey, but major props behind the scenes to Sean Hussey. He's a great lending hand behind the scenes. Literally the best formative, formal, like, collaborative partner.
What are you trying to say here?
I'm just trying to say Sean's an awesome guy. So give him some credit.
Sean's kind of like my unofficial official right hand guy.
Right hand man, apprentice, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, he's always helping out with the thumbnails. So if you ever see the sick thumbnails, he's the guy. But yeah, that's the announcement. So let's get in to the nitty gritty. Let's get into the fucking show. So our first topic of the day is that Avengers Endgame is gonna get a re-release sort of thing.
Gasp.
Yes, it's gonna get a re-release. This was expected, sooner than expected, I guess. But it is said to include a intro to the movie from one of the directors, Anthony Russo. It's gonna include a Stan Lee tribute, a deleted scene featuring the Hulk, where the Hulk's gonna be saving some kids from a burning building. And there will be some footage from Spider-Man Far From Home tagged at the very, very end. Literally 3 or 4 days before Spider-Man even comes out, you'll see a little tag for it. So, Josh, you going to be catching this re-release of Avengers Endgame?
Honestly, I don't know, but I find it very funny that I think I know for a fact I've mentioned this in our group chats, and I'm not entirely sure if I mentioned it on the podcast, but I literally called that they were going to re-release Endgame, and they were going to tag on some Spider-Man Far From Home footage, and that's exactly what's happening. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. Well, I mean, okay, maybe just a little bit, but I mean, I probably won't, just due to the fact that Spider-Man Far From Home is coming out, and I loved Endgame. Endgame was a fantastic film, but I mean, I'm ready to see the next chapter. I'll eventually go back to Endgame, probably when it's on, Blu-ray or whatever, or digital Voodoo, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really, because I think in total it equals out to about 11 minutes of extra footage.
I think less than that. I think the number was like 7 or 8.
Yeah. It's really not a lot. It's not enough for me to spend another $17 to go see it in IMAX, because that's the preferred.
I don't think it's going to IMAX. I think it's just standard. If I'm not,
I had to sneeze.
At least in my local theater. Oh, bless you.
I I feel like it's going to be an IMAX, considering the movie was shot entirely in IMAX, so there will be some sort of IMAX showings.
Maybe in some theaters.
And because the thing is like whenever at least I know they did it for Infinity War. When the movie goes to Blu-ray, they don't include the full aspect ratio because for some reason Marvel decides to not include the IMAX ratio on.
Oh no! Apparently that's an IMAX thing. That's an IMAX thing. It's not a Marvel or a Disney thing.
See,
or,
but that's weird because they allow.
They do it for other movies. Yeah, they do it for other movies.
They did it for Aquaman.
I have no idea. Maybe they're. I have no clue, to be honest. But it's a bit. I mean, yeah. Who knows what the reasoning could be behind that? So last week we talked about how Endgame was making very very little money and had like still 40-ish million to go to beat Avatar. And the Russo brothers, the directors of the movies, confirmed today that this re-release is global. So do you think now there's a shot of Avengers Endgame catching Avatar? It's just like little under $40 million away. I don't know what the exact number is though.
Huh. So Zane, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
So when we record, does it like record us from the Discord? Or does it record our individual voices? Just out of curiosity.
It records the Discord.
Oh, dude, because you were lagging bad.
Oh, really?
There, yeah, dude, I didn't hear a single thing you just said.
I mean, I guess I could try to repeat myself again. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying, on last week's episode, right? We were talking about how Avengers Endgame might not even beat Avatar anymore because it was still like way behind. But do you think like with this re-release, like it being a global re-release, do you think it will finally beat Avatar, or do you think it's not going to do it anymore?
Oh, no, it's going to beat it.
It's going to beat it
because you do have those people that are clamoring for like that little bit more of the Marvel universe, that little bit more of Endgame action, so like they're going to spend the money to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's not going to make nearly as much as it did its first run. You're not going to see, it breaks another billion. That's not going to happen.
No. This is probably going to be like...
Because you said it's a worldwide release, right?
That's what the Russos said. I don't know if that includes China or whatever. They said they tweeted today, this is a global release.
Okay, well, if it's a global release, then it'll most likely beat that within the next like that opening day or at least that weekend. That's this weekend, right?
I believe it's this weekend. Tickets went on sale today, and the re-release happens on Friday.
Yeah. So I don't think there's really any question or any doubt that it's gonna end up passing Avatar. And it's really funny though, and just weird because people are really upset about it. Like, oh, there goes that Disney greed, bro. Like, there goes that Kevin Feige stroking his superhero peen. Like, just because they want to break a record. I mean, like, I've never seen anyone get upset about a re-release until now.
Yeah, like Avatar had like 10 re-releases. That's why it's so high, like so damn high up there.
It only had one. I only had one re-release.
Avatar?
Yeah.
No, dude, there was like 7 different re-releases. I remember.
Are you sure?
I'm not. I remember like there was one re-release shortly when it went on Blu-ray. Then I remember there were like 3 different other it was re-released a bunch of times. Let me just I have Box Office Mojo pulled up here.
Here, while you're doing that, I'm also checking my local
theaters.
Yeah.
So it was re-released.
There's a movie called Avengers of Justice Farce Wars.
That's
what? Oh, it's one of those parody films.
Gross. So okay, so Avatar released in December of 2009, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it got re-released in let's see here. Wait a minute. Oh, it's not. Wait.
What?
It doesn't include. Okay, for some reason it's not including it. It's kind of being stupid. It just stopped on January for some reason. All right, well, we don't have those. But I remember Avatar being re-released quite a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah, because I saw the film. Oh man, it's not gonna be in IMAX. That sucks. It's not over here.
It's not playing in IMAX here either.
I want to go to Saturday.
Even in our premium large format, it's not playing. It's just straight up flat regular.
Yeah, that's really disappointing considering the entire movie is shot in IMAX.
Yeah, they put the effort in to shoot the entire movie in IMAX.
they did it for Infinity War too, so that's kind of disappointing.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm probably not gonna go see it because Spider-Man: Far From Home comes out on Tuesday, and I'm much more interested in seeing the story progress than me watching a film that I watched 3 times
Right.
back in April.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm just curious.
It's gonna break the record with or without me, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter
I
whether
feel
I go
like
see it or not.
I feel like the fans want this to happen, and they're gonna make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
So I mean, more power to you. What's like DC, Disney.
just
I'm such DC trash that whenever I say D, it just comes out as
it
DC.
just comes out DCU news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. When are you seeing Spider-Man? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna try and see it on Tuesday. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. Because
Aren't you seeing it earlier or something like
No,
that?
I was, but I'm going Tuesday, opening day.
I actually got invited to go see it earlier today, but it was like a really like dookie ass.
Was it during your nap?
No, it wasn't during my nap. Like a buddy who actually lives in North Carolina sent me a DM. Was just like, hey, you want to go see Spider Man tonight? And I was just like, what time? He was just like, 7, but I was in a meeting, so I really couldn't.
Mm.
But I'm hoping to see it on Tuesday because I also want to go see Toy Story 4 on the same day because I like seeing multiple films at the movie theater because I can just knock them all out.
Toy Story 4 is great. It's really great.
I just I'm gonna check. We're gonna check. We're gonna check Fandango right now to see if. Yeah. I'll go see Far From Home on Tuesday.
Yeah, but we'll figure out when we're recording Tuesday. But that's for a different topic. But so you think that Avatar is gonna beat, or you think Avengers Endgame is gonna beat Avatar with this re-release?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much a given at this point because I mean those Marvel shills like Hamed and be like, oh my god,
7 minutes.
7. It's gonna be one of those things where he's just kind of, where Marvel fans are just really just excited for it.
I mean, I'm probably not going to because I've spent so much money already seeing this movie. Yeah. So and probably like whatever is gonna come out, it's gonna be posted on the internet in some form. So
yeah, I mean, you know how people are.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be curious to know how that deleted scene is. Apparently, it's just Hulk saving some kids from a burning building, and it's apparently going to be it's apparently unfinished as well. So that's kind of cool. But
so it's probably so I see. I didn't know that. So with that information, it's probably going to be played as a joke.
I think.
Look at the unfinished CG, guys. Look at him like jumping at a green screen. Isn't that funny? Like it by me now knowing that,
I think it
makes me not want to go see it.
No, I think it's in the post credits. I think it's going to be as a post credit scene. I think the Russos are going to introduce it as a deleted scene in the post, like after the movie's done. If I'm not mistaken, I have no clue.
Yeah, all that stuff's going to be on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's going to be on the Blu-ray. It's going to come online, So I'm in no rush. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I heard like a rumor that apparently like Michael Pena's character was gonna recap the entire Infinity Saga like he does in like Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp and stuff like that. But I didn't see any kind of list of that when like the details of the IMAX re-release or the film re-release.
Where that rumor came from, actually, I believe it was like either last year's Comic-Con or the one before that. Was that at Hall H they had Michael Pena and Paul Rudd do like that kind of recap of the entire MCU in that flashback Ant-Man style, with Michael Pena narrating the entire MCU up until that point. Pretty funny. But yeah. All right, next topic.
Let's go!
Speaking of Spider-Man Far From Home, apparently it's pretty good. people already saw it last week. You could check the reactions out for yourself. Just look it up. But Josh, if you were excited for this movie, does this make you more excited, or did you keep your excitement still at at like a eh? Like, how do you feel knowing that this movie might be good?
I mean, are we surprised at this point? I mean, how many times has Marvel allowed social media embargo reactions to kind of come out, and everyone's just like, oh, it's the best Marvel film yet. Oh, move over Spider-Man 2. This is the best Spider-Man film ever. This is Marvel at their best. Like, it's redundant at this point. I mean, when I read them, I feel the same way about the films. Like I don't get any more excited. I don't get any less excited. I kind of just remain where I'm at because it's and not to say that the people that say that are lying or that they're being paid by Marvel to say that. I mean, no, like these movies are genuinely good aside from like a few Civil War. Like I actually really enjoy I really enjoy these Marvel films. Um, but yeah, someone on some verified account on Twitter saying, "Oh yeah, this is the best Spider-Man movie ever." Doesn't really sway me either way to get more excited or less excited for the film. I'm still gonna see it regardless. Even if someone said it was dog shit, I'd
Mhm.
still go see it because I like Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite characters.
Oh
So
yeah, 100%. But I don't know if I got your stat. What did you think of Spider-Man: Homecoming?
it's good. I understand some of the complaints about how it seems more like because we're used to like having a smart Peter Parker who crafts his own suit, who kind of relies on himself, but at the same time, I guess like a counteract to that argument is that we've never seen Spider-Man interact with an entire roster of
Ex-
Marvel
yeah,
characters.
existing
Like
MCU.
we've never seen him interact with Iron Man or Captain America or the Hulk or anything like that. Like so of course things are going to be different. Now with Tony Stark, spoiler alert, being dead, I think this now would allow Peter to kind of to become more independent, since he doesn't have that father figure around anymore, and he'll allow him to create his own suits and kind of rely more on his smarts than Tony Stark applying supplying him with tech.
Right.
So I'm I liked Homecoming for what it was, but the fact that that's not how it's going to stay is very intriguing because we get to see a character arc. We get to see character growth.
Mhm.
So I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Far From Home.
in a lot of ways, Tony was, not like exactly, but spiritually was like the Uncle Ben of Peter Parker's origin in the MCU at least.
Right.
So we established that relationship between Peter and Tony since Civil War actually. And to see it grow in Homecoming and then Infinity War and then culminate in Endgame, to the final goodbye to Tony's sacrifice. We're gonna see an MCU without Tony Stark, without Captain America, and uh, judging by the last trailer, Peter's not really handling it well. He really wants to just go on vacation and just forget about being Spider-Man. But Nick Fury doesn't agree with that. So I'm Homecoming is actually probably in my top 5 MCU movies. I really love Homecoming.
I need to go on what is that movie website called where you like rank your like films and stuff? What's it
Oh,
called?
Alex has that app. I know what you're talking about.
Letterbox, I think it's called.
Letterbox. But yeah, Homecoming
Yeah,
for yeah,
that.
Homecoming for me is like it was such a refreshing Spider-Man movie. Like I felt like with the Raimi trilogy and the Amazing Spider-Man series, like I felt like all those movies just felt the same. I felt like I was watching the same exact movie. Especially with the Amazing Spider-Man 1, which I like to a degree, but it could have been better. But Homecoming was just so refreshing because we are dealing with a Spider-Man in the MCU. So like everything was at a new playing field, and he actually had friends, and all that, like with Ned, and then you throw Zendaya's character into the mix, and I love the twist with Michael Keaton. That twist is Marvel's best twist in a movie yet, I think. When it's revealed that Michael Keaton's character, the Vulture, is Peter's girlfriend's dad.
I remember I saw a tweet and someone said so it was like now watching a Spider-Man Homecoming, and then I think like an hour and a half later you see a tweet in all caps. Oh shit, Liz got a white daddy.
Yeah.
Had me dying. I was just like, well, yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
The
I
man,
know. I think there's a lot of fun to be had in Homecoming. It's kind of like we get to see Peter as a kid,
Mhm.
and that's something we haven't seen in live action. Because as much as I love the Tobey Maguire and yes, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films, which are underrated as hell, I will die on that hill, and I'm pretty sure Alex would die on that hill with me. Like we've always seen him
I mean,
as like this much older person, and kind of getting to see Peter as a kid and watch him grow and mature and mature into a hero that we've all come to know and love. Like I think it's great. It's a great kind of fresh perspective because that's something we've only ever seen in animated series and stuff like that. Damn, dude, I've come prepared today.
You did. But one thing I also
Yes.
really loved about Homecoming was that it kind of felt like, Spider-Man was really on his own turf. Like he was on his own turf, but he was also existing in this MCU. Like there was that montage of him just like helping his the little street out. Just stopping car muggers. Like that stuff. It like felt classic Spider-Man while also existing in this broader Marvel universe. And I think with Far From Home, like the scale just looks bigger. Like all the people that were complaining that Homecoming didn't have enough action, like look at the trailers for Far From Home. Like they look out of this world. Like I forgot the name of the director's name, but he probably heard all those comments. Like fuck it, I'm throwing everything at the screen on this one. You want Mysterio? I'm putting the fishbowl man in this movie.
That is like that. You okay? I'm gonna go back to your previous question about me being excited for it. The main reason why I am so excited for Far From Home is because of Mysterio. Mysterio is one of the most obscure and just weird Spider-Man villains that I've always wanted to see on the big screen. The fact that they kept the fishbowl and made it work and made it look cool, just boggles my mind, dude. I remember playing God, what was the game called?
I know which game you're talking about. It was where he had to befriend his enemies, right?
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the game. Mysterio was the villain in that one.
Yes, and the fact that that we get that Mysterio, we get the cool ass. Oh my god,
the purple cave, the fishbowl, and Jake Gyllenhaal of all people is playing him. Come on.
See, I like Jake. I want to say I love Jake Gyllenhaal. He's definitely one of my favorite actors, but I just feel like Jake Gyllenhaal is just too good for that role,
Too
you
good.
ever get that feeling? Yeah, you ever get that feeling that an actor is so good that if you give
you're wondering what are they doing here? Like they don't need to be here.
Yeah, you ever have an actor that is literally so good at their job that you're like, okay, if they give you anything less that allows you to reach your full potential as an actor, they're just doing you a disservice. And I feel like that's kind of what it is with Mysterio because I mean, Marvel hasn't really known to, I guess, reuse their villains unless his name is Loki or Thanos. And I guess Ronan to a certain degree when he had 3 minutes of screen time in Captain Marvel.
yeah, that's true.
So I'm just I don't know, Jake Gyllenhaal. I would have preferred maybe seeing him as Adam Strange or Nova. Just give him something, give him something with a little bit more gravitas, a little bit more weight, a little bit more, meat to it, other than Mysterio. But I mean,
we don't know what Mysterio's role is entirely. Maybe there's a whole bunch of depth to the character that we don't know about yet. So I'm really excited.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean certainly the fact that they're putting Fishbowl Head in a movie is something. Come on, I was already sold on a Spider-Man movie regardless, but you put Fishbowl Man in, I'm in.
And you got the Elementals, I think they're called.
You got the Elementals.
I actually know nothing about those dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of them's supposed to be Sandman or something like that. One of them is clearly Hydro Man. That's a given.
Hydro Man. I think the other one is
Molten Man.
Yeah, Molten Man, and I don't think that's Sandman in the traditional sense. I don't think his name is Sandman.
Right. I don't think. Are they gonna have names?
Let's call him Dust Boy until we figure out what his name actually is.
Right. But I'm excited as well. We're seeing it next week. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Comes out literally 1 week from today, which is strange.
Shit.
Oh shit. But I mean I don't. I feel like we shouldn't talk about this on air. But are we doing a review next week? His
name is Magnum.
Is Magnum? Oh, I thought his name was Molten Man for some reason.
No, it's the Sand Dude. Yeah. He has abilities that allow manipulation of earth, minerals, and rock.
And his name is Magma.
Magnum.
Oh, Magnum.
Like the condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magnum. Apparently, there's a fourth one. I did not know that.
There's Hydra Man. There's Magnum. There's the Molten Man, and is there a fourth one?
Yeah. Okay. So apparently in Marvel Comics they have different names. So the one we're calling Molten Man is called Hellfire.
Okay.
The Hydro Man, which we've been calling him, his name is Hydron. And then you have Magnum, and then you have Magnum, like I said, like the condoms. And then there is a female elemental called Zephyr, I think, something like that. But I wonder why they changed the names for the movies.
I have no clue.
I mean, Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
It is what it is. But sticking on the topic of Spider-Man, uh, in a recent interview with Kevin the Goat Feige, he stated a Spider-Man and a Venom crossover seems likely, but it's probably up to Sony. He says, and I quote, "I think it's probably up to Sony. Sony has both of those characters and has Venom in their world. I don't know what their plans are for another Venom or if they're doing that, but it seems likely at some point." Josh, do you think a Spider-Man or Tom Holland Spider-Man and Tom Hardy uh, Venom crossover is likely to happen sooner rather than later, or do you think it's not going to happen at all?
Um. Hmm. Let's see, because I mean, Venom made a lot of money.
Made a lot of money.
Surprised a lot of people with how much money it ended up making. Whether or not the movie was good, of course, that is up to interpretation.
You certainly got
But
some mixed responses.
yeah, but the fact that it made so much money and people really love that version of the character, surprisingly,
Mhm.
I would not be surprised to see him incorporated into the MCU at some point. And this isn't the first time I've heard about that. I've heard from from particular people that a crossover was likely. So the fact that this is even coming out that it is, now that Kevin Feige himself is mentioning that Venom in the same sentence as the MCU leads me to believe that no, there's definitely some talks going on and trying to figure out a way to incorporate him. But at the same time, when you think about that, is if they're going to incorporate that Venom, which means Woody Harrelson's Carnage will become MCU canon. So I mean, there's pros and cons
There's
to
some
it.
pros and cons with that stupid ass wig.
Yeah. When I get out of here, there's gonna be
Some carnage.
carnage.
I mean,
My
I thought
God.
Venom was okay, but that post-credit scene was bad.
I've only seen Venom once. I've been meaning to
Same.
watch it again, but like I can't build up enough mental strength to
Right.
like click play and sit there for an hour and like 58 minutes and watch that movie again.
I mean,
I love the whole like kind of buddy space cop kind of deal that they have going on. Venom like himself was the highlight of the film,
Right.
which is how it's supposed to be.
But
I think they
everything
did
else
that.
that was happening was just eh.
Yeah, the dialogue, the action, some of the CG, like when Riot and Venom are going at it, like
Yeah, I
next to that
couldn't tell
space
what the
station.
fuck was going on because they both
Like
looked the same.
there's just so much black goo on
Black and
the
gray.
screen. It just looks like one of those like really like old Windows screensavers, with like the goo kind of like different colors and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, I like that Venom. I think it'd be really cool to kind of introduce him and see Tom Hardy in a MCU film and him kind of work, act alongside Tom
But
Holland.
would it be an MCU movie or would it be a Sony movie?
I mean,
Because technically, both Homecoming and Far From Home are Sony movies. Sony owns
they're
those
Sony.
movies.
Yeah,
And Venom owns.
I
mean, Sony owns Venom, and so I think that it would have to be a Sony strict, like it would be set in Venom's universe or something like that, right?
maybe not because I mean they Sony loaned Marvel Spider-Man, so why can't you do the same with Venom? It would be mutually beneficial because you have the people that really enjoyed Venom and saw it a bunch of times, and you have the people who enjoy the MCU who enjoy the the MCU Spider-Man. You combine those together and put them in the same universe where they're taking place in this ever expanding Marvel universe. You've got a recipe for a lot of money at the box office. So I believe that if they do a crossover, they will take Venom and put him in the MCU as opposed to taking Tom Holland out of the MCU and putting him into the Sony verse. I think they just extended the contract or extended how many films Tom Holland's allowed to be in the MCU.
Mhm.
I could be wrong about that, but I remember reading that somewhere. Hearing.
I mean, it's expected to happen, but I don't think it's happened yet. I think they have to wait for Far From. I believe the deal ends with Far From Home, so they have to wait for that to come out first. But it's there's rumors and like reports that suggest they're gonna keep the deal because
I mean, don't expect to see Venom in Far From Home. That's not happening. It's not like I wouldn't expect any kind of tease or anything like that.
No.
But the cool thing about it, and this is actually one of the things that I kind of really praised Venom for, was the fact that they left it open for him to return to New York and
because he's in San Francisco.
Yeah, because they mentioned that how he got run out. He was a reporter in New York, and then he got run out of town, and which is the reason why he's not there. And when I heard that, I was just like, wow, that's actually really clever because if this movie does well financially, it would allow them to have the room to operate and make a way for him to come back to New York without having to, explain his absence or explain where
Right.
Spider-Man's been at because he's been gone. So it's the opportunity. The door is open there for them to do something.
Right. And so they're working on a Morbius movie. There's rumors of a Kraven the
I
Hunter.
honestly don't give two shits about Morbius, man.
I mean, nobody really seemed to care about a Venom movie happening. And
Yeah, actually, well, no. I see, but the thing is Venom is a much more popular character than Morbius, the living vampire.
that is
I
true.
didn't know about Morbius until they said, "Oh, hey, Jared Leto's been attached to play Morbius, the living vampire." I was like, "Oh, Marvel has vampires, cool." I was like, the only Marvel vampire I knew about was Blade.
They have their own version of Dracula.
Isn't that Morbius?
No, they got Morbius and Dracula.
Is his name just Dragula?
Or Dracula, just straight up Dracula.
What?
I think
what?
I'm pretty sure.
To Google I go. Oh wow, no, they just straight up have fucking Dracula. All right. Okay.
Published by Marvel, yeah, Count Dracula. They have him.
So I looked up Dracula right now, and when I clicked on films to see if he appeared in any live action stuff,
mm-hmm.
And like for some reason the name Drake is just in bold letters. So I was just like, wait a second, what does Drake have to do with Dracula? What is that all about?
Drake is Dracula confirmed.
Yeah. Apparently Dracula is in Blade Trinity, and he goes by Drake, and he's played by Dominic Purcell. The guy who plays Heatwave in Flash.
Wait, what?
Where have I been at? What the hell?
I don't think I've even seen Blade Trinity. Well, I think I may have years ago.
Yeah, Blade Trinity has Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel in it.
Blade Trinity, Dracula. All right. What the hell? Yeah, you're right.
God, man, I don't.
Blade 3, amazing vampire scene.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, no, I've actually never seen Blade Trinity because I've heard it's so bad. So I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm not really trying to watch it, but
I love bad films. Yeah, I may have seen it, so I don't know. Blade 1 and Blade 2 were good, but But do you think like this kind of crossover would happen in a Spider-Man 3 or 4, or something like a Venom 2/3?
I could see it being more Spider-Man 3.
I think I have to go with like a Venom. It would be a Venom movie. I think. I don't know why. Like, it's just something about it being strictly like it's Sony's thing, and like if they add like I don't know. I have no clue. I don't think like. I just don't think Marvel would want something like Venom in their MCU. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
I don't know. I just got this like weird feeling like they wouldn't want another like. You can have Tom Holland Spider-Man in it, but after whatever crossover this is, Tom Holland Spider-Man doesn't have to reference Venom again after this. Moving forward in the MCU, so I feel like this would be a Venom movie mainly. So I just don't think Kevin Feige's kind of interested in tackling Venom at the moment, or like a Venom Spider-Man crossover. I just don't think that's on his mind. Maybe on Sony's mind. But
see, the thing is like I can see them introducing Venom and then having because the Sinister Six is going to be formed in the MCU at some point.
Yeah,
and I can kind of see Venom being that filler until like Spider-Man 4 when they officially Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six or something like that.
Right. Because they're kind of building towards that with Vulture and Scorpion in jail.
Mm-hmm. And then I guarantee we'll probably see some sort of hint to like Rhino and Shocker and
don't you know I'm Electro?
Don't you know I'm Electro?
Fuck that.
I hate that crap. And then starts playing the Electro.
Yeah.
Like get out of here.
Get out of here with that shit.
Gross. But
I don't think Venom would be I have another great thing to come out of that movie was that song.
Dude, all right, side note, when those like end credits scene was happening, like the credits were rolling, I was just dying. I was just laughing so hard because of that stupid song.
Did you not hear the song? Did you not hear the song before the movie came out? Because it came with Eminem's Kamikaze, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't listen to that album.
It was a pretty good album overall.
Really? I heard like that it was butt, so I didn't listen to
it.
No,
I really dug it. But yeah, Venom with Spider-Man
Venom.
is probably.
Gotta go get him.
I got to soundbite that.
Ugh.
But yeah, I just don't think Venom is on Kevin Feige's mind. So I think he'll let Tom Holland Spider-Man be in a Venom movie, and let that Venom verse be like adjunct, like adjacent to like kind of like what Agents of Shield is to the movies right now, right? Like they're set in the Marvel universe, but they got their own story, and like they'll acknowledge each other, but they're not really connected. I think it's going to be that type of situation with the Venom and Spider-Man crossover.
Mhm.
Yeah. So technically, Venom could be in the MCU, but he's just on the other side doing his own thing, like on the other side of the country doing his own thing.
Yeah, because I'm like, let's just say, for example, like he is in a Spider-Man film. They can just send his ass back to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Or literally put him in a prison that can hold him in San Francisco. That way, he's not like around or like in the MCU, like actively, doing stuff.
Yeah.
So it's possible for him to be in the MCU and then kind of like send him off on his own thing. That way, if you want to do like Venom 3 or Venom 2, where he's messing with Carnage and they're like having a hoedown in the prison, you can do that without having to worry about what are these going to have ramifications of the MCU. So it's possible.
I mean, I think Venom 2 clearly by the post credits. I think Venom 2 is clearly going to be Venom versus Carnage, and I think that's just a given. And I think Venom 3 will be Venom versus Spider-Man, probably. I'm willing to bet like that's how it's going to go. But we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know what that laugh was.
I don't know what that was either.
Kind of hungry, so
yeah. We'll be back. We're halfway done now. Let's get into the next topic. I kind of brought this up last week, but Josh, did you know Jessica Jones season 3 came out on Netflix already?
Yeah, towards the end of the episode, I asked you if you watched it. And you were just like, "No, not yet."
No, not yet. And you know what? I still have not watched it.
A week later, look at that. The same old, same old.
Same old.
I mean, I haven't watched it either, so. Yeah. I saw this weird GIF earlier today. Literally, I think like an hour or so ago, of like Jessica Jones throwing what's her friend's name?
Trish.
Out of a window, and then the camera pans down, and she's like on her feet. So I'm guessing like, ooh, a Hellcat. Cats, they land on their feet. Ooh, she's got powers. And like, I was just like, man, I don't want to watch this.
I think the worst GIF to come out of a superhero show.
Whoa! Hold the front door. What did you just say?
I said GIF. Is it GIF or GIF? Everyone always corrects me no matter what way I say it. I say, "Oh, this GIF I saw." No, it's GIF. I'm like, okay. Next time I say it.
Because GIF stands for graphic image, like something like.
But people say
not
GIF.
GIF like the damn peanut butter. What the hell?
GIF. I say both. It's just to appease people, but I don't give a fuck. It's the moving picture shit. GIF.
All right.
GIF. There was the worst GIF I've seen in a superhero TV show. I don't know what show it was, but it was the dude who did a backflip, but like, got kicked. He got kicked, yes. But he was doing a backflip after that, and then it ended.
You could tell Buddy was on a freaking wire, man. Because like I'm pretty sure, like if you look really close, you can see him grab the wire, and he like does a backflip. I think I still have it saved on my phone somewhere. I might like. Oh man, I wish we had that on the screen right now because that is a.
I gotta fiend it. If you guys are listening, look up like Black Lightning,
backflip.
Black Light. I spelled Black Knight. Black Lightning
Black
again.
Knight.
Backflip GIF or something.
Because for a fact it's out there.
No,
man,
I'm not saying.
That doesn't give me what I want.
Yeah, not giving me what I want either. But like, just look up an episode where like someone gets.
It's on their Twitter. It's on the official Black Lightning Twitter. Just scroll through like their media. And eventually you'll see a dude like something happens to him and he just does a stationary backflip, like he got hit, but he's not going anywhere. It's like the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life, man. I don't get it.
I mean, it was weird. I've seen season 1. It's actually a really good show. I've only seen the first season, but I don't know if I want to see season 2, to be honest.
I have to this day I have not seen a single episode of Black Lightning, and I like to keep that streak. I don't want to see anything from that show. Like even like when the first preview came out, I wasn't really interested in it.
Really?
I mean, we're totally going off topic right now.
Yeah,
Talking about this
so
dookie ass.
yeah, Black Lightning GIF or whatever. Basically, what did happen? Okay, so Jessica Jones season 3 came out. No one knew it dropped. You know, I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what
Poor
the
marketing.
poor marketing. You know, Netflix kind of dumped it. But what a lot of people don't realize is that Jessica Jones season 3 officially marked the end of this whole Defenders universe, this Marvel Netflix, universe. Started off strong with Daredevil season 1, which I loved, and just kind of went out on a whimper. And literally Luke Cage, the first season was breaking Netflix, literally breaking Netflix servers due to viewer demand. Defenders was pretty good, or pretty well received, but some mixed reactions. And then there was Iron Fist, and then some of the other shows just weren't living up to expectations. So yeah, it just kind of sucks, seeing the entire, I guess you could say, franchise or series is kind of just go out like this. It kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, did you watch any of the Netflix Marvel shows or?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I watched Daredevil season 1 and 2. I watched Jessica Jones season 1. I watched Luke Cage season 1. I really and Punisher, and I enjoyed all of them. Of course, I think with Luke Cage's second half being like the weakest out of all of those. I didn't really watch Luke Cage season 2 because I saw this one video of him dabbing and he tried to make it serious. And as soon as I saw that, I was just like, you know what? No,
I'm good.
I'm not.
I'm good.
Yeah, hey Josh, you gonna watch Luke Cage season 2? No, I don't think I will.
He
No, I'm not
dabbed
gonna
on
watch that. Hell no. But I mean, it sucks because I think, especially Daredevil and Punisher, I think these were like Marvel's strongest shows. Like those shows are leagues better than freaking Agents of Shield, which somehow was on like season 6 or 5 right now. That show sucks. I do not like Agents of Shield, and I will defend my dislike of that show to anybody, including my buddy Dorian. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't like that show. I just don't like it. It's just it's not entertaining. It's not. I don't care about any of the characters. You've got Coulson, who is
died from being stabbed. Then they just brought him back to life with some brain picking.
Yeah, and then now he I see. I don't even know what's going on with the show, and I really don't care to actually find out. But anyway, the point of the matter is, these Netflix shows, were the best Marvel TV that we've gotten in a very long time. And I understand why they decided to, cancel the projects, because Disney's coming out with their own streaming service, which is going to be a direct competition to Netflix. And Netflix didn't want to keep on properties from their competitors because it would just make it look bad. But at the same time, I mean, hey, that would give incentive for people to keep your streaming service. Oh, hey, Disney Plus has this stuff, but Netflix still has Daredevil and Punisher and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, so I'm gonna keep that. But no, they decided to be petty and kind of just trash it, which I think is kind of upsetting, especially when Daredevil season 3 was just masterful. I love that.
I mean, all 3 seasons of Daredevil had different showrunners too. So the fact, yeah.
No, you're right. Stephen DeKnight did the first season, and then there were some new guys that did season 2 and 3, or at least it was the same guy who did season 2 and 3. I'm not entirely sure.
No, so the guys who did season 2 of Daredevil went on to do Defenders, and then it was a different guy who did season 3 of Daredevil.
Huh.
Yeah. So all 3 seasons. Yeah.
And the thing about that is the level of quality never dipped, which is very rare.
Yeah, it only got better.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, season 3, I would say, is the best.
It's the culmination of the story since the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, now that's with Daredevil. But if we're talking about Jessica Jones, I watched the first season. I thought it was pretty good. It had some great moments. I thought David Tennant did a fantastic job as Kilgrave / the Purple Man. And then I think I watched the first episode of season 2, and I couldn't even get through it. It was just boring. I just didn't care.
It was pretty bad.
And then with Luke Cage season 2, like I said, the whole dabbing thing kind of just took me out.
Turned you off.
I'm like, nah, yeah, you guys have fun with that. But apparently it's good. But I don't really care because I'm not gonna watch it.
Did you watch Iron Fist?
I did. I actually did watch the first season of Iron Fist, and there was a lot of bad to be had in that show. Like it was bad. Like the
It was pretty
choreography
bad.
was bad, the dialogue was bad. I thought Finn Jones just wasn't really bringing it as you know as Iron Fist or Danny Rand. I forgot his name for a second. I thought the supporting cast was good.
Right? Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think Jessica Henwick, I believe her name is,
Who plays?
as Colleen Wing. I think
Yeah,
she did a fantastic
she stole
job.
the show. Yeah.
She really did. And then Iron Fist season 2 was I thought was pretty decent. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
season
it
two
a
was
lot
not
more
as
than
bad.
season. Yeah,
There was still some bad in there, but it just wasn't as bad.
I know. Like at the end of Iron Fist season 2. Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen it. Like he just goes like straight up, just like cowboy, and he's like, "Yo, I'm Iron Fist, but I got these dual six shooters." Like, what is that about? Like, I didn't know. I was like, all
I
right.
was so confused by the end of it. I was like, what?
Yeah, he was like curving bullets like wanted and stuff. It was just weird. But
Hmm.
I mean, the fact that it's kind of like Marvel Netflix was riding high, and people were like, "Yeah, no, this is like the best content that Marvel has put out, like
Ever.
any like ever, yeah, ever."
Yeah.
And then for it to have such a steep drop like it did, is just super disappointing because you know a lot of people really enjoyed these characters and these stories and these worlds that Netflix built,
Hmm. And
and what's
apparently,
even
Daredevil was
Mhm.
in Netflix's top 5 most watched shows by its users. Daredevil.
Yeah, and rightfully so too. And the fact that now Charlie Cox might get recast as Daredevil, that's BS if you ask me.
Yeah, it
Because
sucks.
he's worked his ass off and he's earned the right to be Daredevil, and he's
Man,
done
like
such a good job.
he's been training literally for those like 8-minute one take, like that one take in season 3, where you know what I'm talking about, right? It
Yeah,
starts in that prison, was the best thing I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life when it comes to one
yeah, because
takes.
you have that, and you have the hallway fight in the season 1, and
Hmm.
then you have I think the staircase scene in season 2. So like
Right.
they knew people really enjoyed these long takes, and I love long takes, man.
Hmm.
Like it shows how much dedication and how meticulous they are about getting every little single thing right, and it really kind of it's just really awesome to watch, and it's just badass.
Right. But like, yeah, that one take was awesome. But it just kind of sucks that they just kind of like they were literally like last year they were riding pretty high. Like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
what'd you think of the Defenders? Did you like it? I know some people were mixed to positive on it.
Defenders had a very, very, very slow start. I do like that whole scene with them like in the bar or like the restaurant where they're kind of just
Yeah.
like sitting around talking. Love that scene. But at like a certain point, because I think it was only 8 episodes, I think around like episode 5, it's like they just hit the gas pedal and it's just going like nonstop. Like a lot of stuff happens in those episodes, and I was just like, I think it would have, if you had given them 10 episodes, you would have given them a little bit more time for some breathing room, and a little bit more time for them to kind of just like gel together as characters. But like Defenders was okay, like the novelty of it, like, oh, look at all these cool,
These
these
characters
heroes
coming
are fighting
together.
with each other. Yeah, like like that's cool and all, but like the stuff surrounding it needs to be good too.
Yeah, but
And I don't think necessarily that was the case with for Defenders.
with Defenders, I believe like the plot was to dig up some dinosaur bones.
Yeah, because apparently like the bone marrow had like eternal life juice in it or something. I don't really remember.
That was literally keeping New York's structure up or something. I don't know. It was kind of dumb, but seeing these characters together was pretty nice to see. I had fun with it. But yeah, it just kind of does suck that they all got canned. Even Daredevil and Punisher. I'm so sad about that still.
Oh, I totally didn't even mention Punisher. I love John Bernthal. I think he's a great actor, and he's just. I feel like he embodies Frank Castle in such a perfect way that like I can't really imagine anyone else playing the character. But we might end up having to see another person play the Punisher. That's if Marvel has any aspirations to do. I just don't understand why Marvel can't literally. Okay, so the shows got canceled, right?
Right.
Just put them on your freaking streaming service. I
Which
don't
one?
see where the
Disney or
issue is. Disney, yeah, Disney. I don't understand. I
So
don't see where the issue is.
apparently this is not really a Disney thing. This is a straight up Netflix. Like Netflix owns these interpretation of these characters. Or something like they own straight up this version of Daredevil. So like if Marvel or Disney or whoever wanted to make a Daredevil show or Daredevil movie or whatever, not only would they have to wait 2 years to do so, it would have to be an entirely new version of them.
See, that's just so garbage.
It is garbage. Yeah, I don't like it either.
Netflix.
Oh well. But Josh, if you check the group chat, I found it. The GIF.
Oh yes, hold up, look at it.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it does suck that all the like literally
Yeah.
he got back.
Hey, uppercut. What does he hit? What does he hit him with?
I think just a punch or
Okay.
something.
Okay, so for like, oh my god.
I'm just watching it on repeat. It's
Yes, it just gets worse. Yeah, I'm never watching Black Lightning a day in my life.
Oh,
Or I
so
might just watch it just to see how what other goofy shit happens.
I know there's some other goofy shit that happens, but you know, it's just so funny to see this. Like who approved of this? Like
yeah, I want to know who sat there in the editing booth and was just like, yeah, no, we
Yep.
should keep the shot in.
Like
It's
I don't know if
perfect.
that's a visual effects thing. I don't know if like that's on the director. That's on like what the fuck, man? How do you get away with that? Like I get it, the CW shows are cheap, but like don't have him do a backflip then.
Yeah, no, that's horrible, man.
just punch him and then just go on the floor. You don't need a backflip. It's just getting worse. I have it on loop.
Yeah, I can't watch it again. I'm gonna start crying.
It's getting worse.
Let's move on.
Let's
quick.
move on. You know, I feel like this was supposed to be about the Marvel Netflix, but this just turned into about that stupid,
The Black Lightning Rose.
yeah. But let's get into some DC news.
Shit.
Yeah, shit. Here we go again. Josh Gad took to Twitter a couple days ago and has confirmed he is not in the running to play Penguin, even though there's some art out there that there's been rumors, and everything. He finally took to Twitter that, he's not playing Penguin, straight up.
Yep.
So, Josh, you happy about this? I know you haven't been the biggest Josh Gad
Oh yeah,
fan.
no, I'm happy about it, especially since I recently watched Pixels.
Oh, Pixel's bad. Why you gotta do that to yourself, man? That
Oh, okay.
trash.
So one of my buddies, he streams, and then like in his Discord on Saturday nights, they do like a movie night. So I go to the movie night, and he was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna watch Pixels." So I was like, "All right, I'll hang out, whatever." And I remember that Josh Gad was in it, and I was just like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Actually, no." I think at that point I was just like,
No.
"Yeah." I was just like, "Okay, well maybe I'll get a chance to see his acting ability because so far the only thing I knew him as was Olaf in Frozen." And I've only seen that once. And then I'm watching Pixels, and I'm just like, yeah, no, yeah, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with this dude playing Penguin. Like, I understand that actors have range and stuff like that, but he's at least to me, I don't think he's a very good actor, and I don't think he would do a good job as Penguin. So when he's been teasing for the past 2 years, by the way, it hasn't been a year. It's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years. Like he was like at the DC offices and all that.
Yeah, like he's been like, basically honey dicking the fans, going like, yeah, no, maybe I'm playing Penguin. Look at that. And then like I've heard that him, I think Josh Gad and Matt Reeves' kids go to the same school or something like that. So I'm just like, oh god, like at this point it's pretty much a given that he's gonna be playing Penguin. And then he comes out with this, and I'm just like, yo, thank God.
Maybe maybe it was the word talks did start to happen, but I guess maybe Gad's schedule just wasn't lining up. Maybe
whatever is the reason why he is not playing Penguin, I am happy for, because I believe there is a much better candidate out there. Actually, there was two, at least in my opinion. The first one, I thought Philip Seymour Hoffman, who played the villain in Mission Impossible 3, I thought he would have done a fantastic job as the Penguin, and I've been saying that for years. I thought he would have been phenomenal. And of course, since he's not here anymore, which is extremely devastating, I think Andy Serkis would be a damn good Penguin, dude.
He would, and he's worked with Reeves before.
So good. It's baffling how good Andy Serkis would be, because Andy Serkis has fun with every single role he does.
Whether it's Gollum or even Black Panther.
Yeah, Ulysses Claw. You can tell he loved playing that character. So he just had so much fun.
He loves not having to put on a motion capture suit.
Yeah, like let him play, like get him some makeup, give him that long beaky nose, give him the monocle. He's got the perfect voice for Penguin. He's got like this rustic kind of this rustic like British accent. He's perfect for it. So I mean, like if you really have to pick between Josh Gad and Andy Serkis playing the Penguin, I would hope that your brain would be like, yeah, you know what? Andy Serkis is a much better candidate for this role. So I'm hoping now that with Josh Gad being out of the running, being out of the Batman picture, that this will open up the door for Andy Serkis to, finagle his way into the film and get the role of the Penguin, because I mean it's probably not going to be just for one film. We're going to see him multiple times, so he's not going to get killed off like Claw did, or or die. Spoiler alert, like Caesar did. So like there's just give him a playground. Let him play. Let him have fun. He's going to kill it. I promise you.
I agree. And like Matt Reeves and Serkis have worked before twice on Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and what was the recent one? War for the Planet of the Apes. So they work pretty well together, and I think Serkis would be down for it. I don't see why he wouldn't. I feel like if Penguin's going to be in the movie, and I feel like if Matt Reeves is like, oh, who should I have to play Penguin? You bet your ass, Andy Serkis is on that list.
Oh, of course, he better.
He better.
I've actually been saying for a while. I'm like, yo, man, it's kind of a crime that Andy Serkis hasn't been mentioned in any of the casting rumors for the Batman. I was just like, him and Matt Reeves have worked together, like you said, on the Apes films, and done a fantastic job. Obviously, they have a great working relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, I think in my mind, it would be weird if Matt Reeves didn't even at least reach out to him.
Yeah, I feel like they may have had a talk about it easily.
So let's please. I am praying to God that they get Andy Serkis. I would be so happy. The fact like this would make like this from being like my most anticipated movie of 2021, I believe, to like my most anticipated movie ever. Like this movie is gonna be awesome, dude. Just come on.
2021's not that far. Like I believe we're getting the movie, the Batman, 2 years from today, or it's like 2 years from now, because it's supposed to be the end of June 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man,
we're almost there, guys. We're almost there.
Almost there. So you guys stop bitching. Man, this movie ain't never gonna get made. Shut up, please. Do us all a favor. Shut up.
I can't wait. Like they're gonna be shooting sometime later next year, I believe.
Either late this year
or early next year. So some casting is gonna be coming out very, very soon.
But don't expect any at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I don't think because they're not doing anything for Comic-Con.
Yeah,
just kind of that's a different story for another day. But let's move in to the final topic of the day.
There's so many mixed opinions about this.
Of this final topic.
Yeah, this final topic. Oh my god!
So a rumor came out. Like take all this with a grain of salt. This is just a rumor. I don't know who broke the story.
Bloody Well, it came from a not so reliable source, but we're gonna say it comes from Bloody Disgusting because they're reliable. So let's just say that.
All right, so they're semi-reliable, I guess. It comes from a semi-reliable source, from Bloody Disgusting, as Josh said, that a Swamp Thing movie, is set to be in development, and that this movie, the Swamp Thing movie, would not be a continuation of the Swamp Thing series that's on DC Universe, but rather a brand new take on it. So with like a new cast, new story, new everything. So Josh, you seem pretty adamant about this from the beginning of this topic. So why are you nervous about this?
Okay, so no, it's not nervousness. It's I have mixed feelings about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I say that is because Swamp Thing premiered on the DC Universe app at the end of last month.
Right.
And literally since its premiere, the show has been nothing short of great. Like, this has overtaken Doom Patrol as my favorite DC Universe show.
Really?
And as much as you know how much I love Doom Patrol, obviously I've met, when the show was on, I would say Crazy Jane is bae, she still is, at the end of every single episode. But just the way Swamp Thing has been constructed and it's been executed, the cast, the practical effects for Swamp Thing, Crystal Reed, just aside from just being just drop dead gorgeous, is just killing it as Abby Arcane. Like, the cast is so good, and because of like a tax error, the show gets canceled, and you don't even try to revive it. Like, that bothers me. And then, of course, now we have this rumor about Swamp Thing possibly being developed into a feature film with James Wan being attached to it and it having no connection or attachment to the DC Universe show. Like, that sucks. Like, that really sucks, because this team has been assembled to, I think they had mentioned that the show was originally designed for at least like a 3 to 4 season run. with the possibility of them kind of branching off and kind of creating like a DC Universe Justice League Dark, which includes characters like Madame Xanadu, Deadman, Constantine, Zatanna, all these really great characters, Edric and the Demon, and you scrap all of that, literally just throw it all in the trash because of like a tax problem. I understand,
money and
Carolina
everything.
yeah, no, I totally understand that, but like when you have these plans, instead of just throwing them in the garbage because of one
Tax
error,
error.
yeah, one error, I think is just kind of shitty.
Mm.
But on the other end of that, like I mentioned, a Swamp Thing movie is intriguing because we've seen what the potential of something Swamp Thing live action related could look like. I know the Wes Craven did 2 Swamp Thing films back in like I think '87, and I actually haven't seen those. But like with the technology we have today, like I think a Swamp Thing live action film would look phenomenal, and
Right.
the possibility of them even doing something like that,
Like Swamp
would
Thing for the
allow
modern
them
day.
and them doing a Swamp Thing film would potentially allow them to finally reach that Justice League Dark script that they've been sitting on for God only knows how
Decades
long.
at this point.
So it's I wrestle between saying, oh yeah, no, bring the show back, take it to HBO, give them the finances to make the show happen, continue it from DC Universe, and then the other side of me is just like, yo, Swamp Thing film, a lot of potential there, especially if James Wan is attached, he'll most likely he might direct it, and James Wan is a horror genius at the moment, and then the potential of that being just into Justice League Dark, so it's I feel like it's a win-win, but I feel like the cast of the DC Universe app deserve better than that.
I
You
agree.
you put in all of this effort to learn the source material. You're on set and you're in those swamps, and you're acting and you're in that environment, and then the show gets
You're
canceled
in that
because of an
costume.
error.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then they go, oh yeah, no, we're gonna bring Swamp Thing back, but as a feature-length film, and none of you are involved. I think that is garbage, and I see, like you see where my dilemma is, right?
Yeah.
It's just a bad situation, man.
So I had I didn't really read into the article that much, but like, did you say like James Wan was supposed to be attached to this movie, or
Yeah, James Wan. If they were going to do a Swamp Thing live action film, James Wan would be attached to it, and it
like
would be a
to,
reimagining of the character
to
and
direct,
not
or
tied to it. They didn't specify, but
I think
I would.
probably as a producer because he's doing Aquaman too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would like for him to direct it, or dude, get David Sandberg to direct it.
Oh,
See, fuck. See, I keep thinking about like the good in it, and I think about the Swamp Thing cast, and I get sad.
but I think
I have a big heart, man. I can't help it.
he'll probably bring on like one of his Conjuring buddies to do this Swamp Thing movie if this rumor is true or something. But yeah, I mean, if Juan is involved, like clearly he was involved with the show that was on DC Universe.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like maybe like Juan just wants to take another crack at it, kind of tell it in a new medium, like like they get it. This version is canceled. Like you can't do anything about it. But if Juan is
You can't just give it to HBO.
yeah,
Don't give it to CW, please, dear God, don't do that.
more backflips, more backflips,
No,
more backflip punches.
like you're not Swamp Thing. We
our
are
Swamp Thing.
No, get the hell out of here with that trash, man.
But yeah, whatchamacallit? I mean, I'd be down for it. I mean, I get like I mean, I haven't seen Swamp Thing, so I can't comment on its quality. I mean, I hear it's fantastic. Um, but it just kind of it does suck that it would have to be a new interpretation and like not the version that people have worked so hard to make and make it pretty damn well. Like literally everything about that show looks so like phenomenal between the costume and the effects and the everything about that world just looks dead spot on. Like it's crazy. It does suck, but if we're getting a movie about Swamp Thing, I'd be fine with it. I'm just I can't comment on like my attachment on the show yet because I haven't seen a single episode. But everything I've seen from like the previews, the trailers, from people's reactions, they are very much promising and it looks pretty dope. But yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat where like I'd want to see a Swamp Thing movie, but it sucks that it can't be it can't be like the DC Universe cast or storyline that's happening right now.
See, the thing is, like, if you wanted to do a Swamp Thing film and include the cast, like, you wouldn't really have any problem because there's been no direct ties to Doom Patrol or Titans.
It's its own
So,
thing.
like, it's its own thing. So you could still do that. Just I don't see the purpose of dumping the cast because, like, oh, they're not a Hollywood cast. Well, bitch, make them one. How do you think Henry Cavill became a Hollywood actor? Because someone gave him a chance. How do you think any of these actors got a shot in Hollywood? Because someone gave them a chance. So just because they're not Hollywood, quote unquote Hollywood actors or big budget actors, right off the bat, like that shouldn't discredit them or disqualify them from being a part of a feature length film. Like just freaking do it. Like don't be like that. Like that's the one thing that kind of bothers me about Hollywood. But I mean, that's a topic for another day.
The cutthroat business, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
Yeah.
I am aware.
So, do you think like if they announce like if they officially announce like 2 days or like whatever tomorrow that they're doing a Swamp Thing movie, would you be like down for it or would you be like, eh? Because I know like it would not be connected to the DC Universe storyline. Like that's behind us.
I would be very upset about, I would be upset with the cast, because they went through this roller coaster of the show getting cut down to 10 episodes because they went over budget. Right. And then, am I going like robotic for you? Or am I, we're good?
No,
I saw my little, okay. From the show getting cut down to 10 episodes to then, the show getting canceled after the first episode gets, airs. I would feel upset for them. And I'd want to see that cast again, but like at the same time, the potential for a Swamp Thing film and what a Swamp Thing film could be a launching board for would be very intriguing and very exciting. So I would be excited for the film.
Right. Hopefully one day if that Justice League Dark script ever gets made into a movie, hopefully we'll see Swamp Thing there. Who knows?
Yeah.
It does suck.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice to see that movie ever come out. But, I don't think it's going to come out. But yeah, that will do it for us on the ABNC show today. Now on Podbean, where I guess most podcasts are. And soon to be on...
I think that puts us on like Spotify, and then we can be like iTunes and all that cool stuff. Except for SoundCloud, because SoundCloud is like an extra paying thing. We ain't trying to do all that.
We cheap.
Okay. Well, for now.
No. I mean, we're cheap for now. For now. But we're really excited about moving where we're going moving forward. Just keep your eyes on the ground for when we're going to be going to iTunes. But start with this episode, we are going to Podbean, and we're still sticking on YouTube for now. But yeah, really excited for what the future holds. So, Josh, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Really Sharp. It's in my DCU News bio. Sharp, SHARPE. That's my last name. My last name is Sharp. Whatever. You can also find me on Instagram, like I said, at DCU News. That's really mostly where I'm at majority of the time. Also, make sure you follow the Drop News. What the fuck? Oh my god! That doesn't exist anymore.
Fuck.
My bad. Make sure you follow themediabyte.com. That's where we post exclusives and editorials, and we're going to be getting back to posting news and stuff like that. Make sure you also follow us. We're on Twitter as well, at the Media Byte. And yeah, I don't know why I said that earlier. That was just weird.
Certainly not the Drop, but certainly the Media Byte.
Oh, we don't do that shit no more.
We don't do the Drop no more. Well, that was something. You can find me on social media at PakiBruh, PAKIBRUH, bruh. And like Josh said, be sure to visit themediabyte.com, and the link will be in the description below. Subscribe, like this video. Be sure to check out new episodes of not just the ABNC show, but the Republic Outpost Radio, hosted by our good friend Sean Hussey and Nathan Hicks. And
the dude who kind of just jumped in here at the beginning. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sean made a little cameo. Sean. Yeah, Sean. He was on the show. I think he's been on the show twice, if I'm not mistaken. But you'll recognize his voice if you've been tuning into the show. But that will do it for us. Josh, any closing remarks?
Renew Swamp Thing. Save Swamp Thing, please.
Save Swamp Thing, please. HBO.
Please.
Or CW.
No, we don't do that. No, we no.
But
don't do that.
for the listeners, once again, the GIF or GIF or whatever that we were referring to in this episode. Well, what's worse is that it is on the Black Lightning Twitter account, right?
And it hasn't been deleted.
It has not been deleted. If you want to go so far back, it was posted on February the 5th. So
It's my mom's birthday. Jesus.
February 5th, that GIF at 12 in the morning. What the fuck is that Twitter admin doing at 12 in the morning?
I think it might have been for the West Coast. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know. The replies are pretty funny.
Yikes. Oh yeah, no, I wanted to repeat some of the stuff I saw, and then I was just like, nah, I'll let them explore that for themselves.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, we made your day by making you look at that GIF or GIF, whatever it is.
Yeah, if it's a GIF, please. You make me want to vomit when you say the other one.
Look. Every time for like the longest time I said it was GIF, right? And like some people like actually it's pronounced GIF, and then I say okay. Next time I have a conversation, look at this GIF. Actually it's GIF, and I'm like okay. I'm like, make up your minds, people. Which one is it?
As far as I know, that it's pronounced GIF because GIF stands for Graphics Interchange Format.
Mm-hmm.
There's no J in the word graphics, as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like tomato. I mean, I guess.
And it's weird because the creator of the GIF says, "Oh, it's GIF." Like, no, dumbass, it's not. You literally made it. The acronym is Graphics Interchange Format. So if you wanted it to be GIF, you should have put like J for, I don't know, JPEG interchange format or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But just, be sure to look up that GIF. It's a really good one.
There you go.
Yeah, February 5th. You're welcome, Internet. But that will do it for us, and be sure to tune in next week. I guess we're kind of going live Wednesdays at 12 p.m. now. That's our, I guess, scheduled upload. So just, I guess, keep your eyes open for that on Podbean and YouTube and soon on other networks. That'll do it. And until next time, peace.
Peace.